So I'd like to take just a few minutes to summarize what we learned in this module titled Opening Revit for the First Time. Now, my goal in this module was to introduce you to both the things that we have in common with AutoCAD and Revit, and also some of the basic differences. The goal with learning some of the similarities was just to kind of relieve some of that anxiety you may feel when you're learning a new design tool. So a couple of things we discussed was the ability to create 2D deliverables, 3D models, and even do some rendering in both software packages. We also discovered that there are several UI features that are similar between the two as well, like the ribbon structure, the tabs, the view cube, and even the 2D navigation. Once we were comfortable with those similarities, then we dived into a really high level view of the basic differences between Revit and AutoCAD. So one of the first things we discussed was the fact that your plans and views are derived from one single source Revit model. Whereas when you're working in AutoCAD, you're actually creating unique drawings every time you're creating something. The fact that all your views were derived from one Revit model brought about this concept of change management within Revit, which means if I change something in 3D view, that change will be updated and reflected in my floor plan views, my section views, and all other views associated with that change. We also talked about the fact that in Revit, we're working with information-rich models. So that brings about the concept of building information modeling, or BIM. So now that we learned about the similarities between the two software packages, and we're comfortable with the basic differences between the two, I think we're ready to get our hands dirty in some modeling. And join me in our next module, where we'll learn how to start creating some of those basic 2D deliverables, like floor plans, sections, and even elevations.